guy. You weren't expecting this shit, were you? Got a fucking 1 GIMP minimum. All right, soak it in. Put your phones away. I'm not a Pokemon. I love hot water. You guys are good. Up for it. Good. I'm so used to British people. You're like, oh, God, look. We're not sure. Don't feel sorry for me. I get it all the time. You know, like people are like, oh, look, she's ginger. I'm different, so we will deal with the obvious. I am different. I'm Canadian. I'm also what you guys call mixed race. It's true. I'm a white girl. I'm a black girl. Ellis? Yeah. It's fun being me. I spend a good majority of my day watching people watch me. Especially here in the UK. Like I said, some of you fuckers are so uptight. Some of you still not sure if you should laugh. You're like, oh, God, we might go to hell. Oh, you will. It's okay. It's a natural human reaction to be uptight, so I'm totally fine with it. I don't mind it. You know, in fact, I love the tension. I do. I love when people are physically uptight. It gets me excited. Like, yeah, that's right. Look at me. And check out the tits on the 5-year-old. You know you would. I love people's reactions. I love kids' reactions, right? Some of you got kids know what I'm talking about. They're very honest, very upfront in their reaction, especially when they see somebody they haven't seen before. Some kids see me, they're like, hey, what happened to you? Did you get into an accident? I'm like, hell no, I didn't eat my vegetables when I was your age, you little shit. I like it. You know, I don't mind when kids stare. I think it's hysterical, you know. Sometimes I love when they're staring and they go by me and they lock in on me, right? And they just staring at me as they're walking and they're just staring, craning their neck, staring, and then they run into a pool. Oh, that is the best day ever. This is my job. This is what I get to do for a living. Pretty cool. A very male-dominated business, as you have seen. So being a chick is quite rare. And obviously with my height, you know, I bring something new to the table. Of course, I'm going to talk about this shit because it's comedy gold. And you're going to notice I do call myself a midget. A lot of people don't realize the term midget is actually considered quite offensive. Yes, a bad word amongst the little people community. Most little people do prefer the term little person or dwarf. Like I said, I don't give a shit. You know, it's just a word. I understand in which context it's being used, and I know generally it's not meant to be offensive. I understand that most people assume I'm a midget, right? But you also assume I gotta have midget friends. Oh, like there's packs of us hanging around together. Scooter gangs of midgets just terrorizing the city. Woo! Power to the pygmies. Actually, one of the coolest times I ever had was with another little person, because one night we got all drunk on cough syrup. We'd go down to the town park, we'd hang out amongst the flowers and pretend we're garden gnomes. freak out old people, boo. Laugh and dance and play our little flutes. You gotta be a people person in this job. I like people, and I get people are curious about my life. That's why I talk about all the crazy antics that I get into, and I don't mind the questions. If you want to come chat later, feel free. Probably the most common question I get asked is if I have any children. Very valid. People wonder if I can physically carry any kids, and I don't have any kids, but I could. I just don't want the little bastards. Tight as a drum. I'm just saying, I know, because I fucked a Scottish guy and he called me a wee cunt. It's a fun job. I get to work with great people too. Every night it's a new group of guys typically. I've worked with Lawrence before, Lawrence Clark, the guy in the wheelchairs. A good mate of mine actually. We're part of a group called Abnormally Funny People. So I do shows with them. We did Edinburgh. We had our 10-year sort of anniversary show in 2015. So we did a whole month in Edinburgh, and I had to live in the same flat as Lawrence. And you may have noticed that Lawrence has a lot of involuntary movements and shit like that, and get punched in the head a lot when you're fucking. I did learn something though. Never take Lawrence to a fucking auction. Fuck, it was already a furnished flat, but fuck, there was a lot more when we left. Let me tell you. Love traveling. It's been a great, busy couple of years. Got to do a tour in Japan. That was exciting. I'm huge in Japan. I was in Romania at the end of last year. Romania, that was cool because I never thought I'd ever go to Romania. And the cool thing is I have two friends that I went to school with in Canada that now live in Bucharest. So I got to visit them, and they have two full-grown Newfoundlander dogs. I spent 4 days getting teabagged by two black bears. I hope that's slobber. I was in Ireland last month, and that was good. I got to do something on my bucket list in Ireland. I went on a hot air balloon ride over the cliffs of Moher. And I've seen hot air balloons from a distance, right? But when you're underneath them, holy cow. And I had the most spectacular view of the inside of a basket. I was in Australia too last year. If you haven't been to Australia, recommend it. People will warn you if you're headed to Australia. Be careful, there's a lot of big poisonous spiders. And there are. Just a little pissed off that nobody warned me about the reptiles. Because there I was, I had my backpack on, I'm trudging through the rainforest, and a goanna ran across my path. If you don't know what a goanna is, it's a big fucking lizard. Not shitting you, these things grow up to 6 feet long. They have razor-sharp teeth and claws. And they prey on birds, snakes, and small mammals. I had a Jurassic Park moment. I was like, holy shit, thank God I've got arms like a T-Rex. Shit's going down. It was a big one. There was a 6-footer. And goannas are very aggressive. So I was coming down the path. It turned, started coming at me, started charging me, freaking me out. It's like, oh my God, he's going to try and rape me. It's all right, it turns out he had a reptile dysfunction. I don't like reptiles. I don't like them. Don't like them. People have reptiles as pets. No, thank you. Not a reptile kind of gal. I'm a traditionalist. I like cats and dogs. And you know you're not allowed to tattoo or pierce your pets anymore for anything other than identification purposes. So who's been doing that shit? Huh? Anybody seen a poodle with its vajazzled cooch? Chihuahua with a butterfly slag tag? A Doberman with a cock ring? A pit bull with a teardrop? I figure, why stop there, huh? Who wouldn't want to see a dolphin with a fat chick from Runcorn tattooed on its shoulder? So I've been working in the UK for 15 years, all over your lovely country, and almost 2 years ago I moved here. I now live in England. I moved all the way to the other side, though, in Norwich, which is in the county of Norfolk, which makes me a Norfolker. And probably my biggest issue with living in this country is that I take the train most places, right? And your trains are shit, right? Yeah, they keep raising the prices and lowering the service, right? So, of course, like anybody trying to save some money, so if you book online in advance, it's cheaper. So about a month and a half ago, I'm working here in Liverpool. I book Norwich to Liverpool return disabled person's rail card. I'm on the train heading over, and the guard comes by, asks for my tickets. I hand him over. Then she looks at me. She goes, I need to see your disabled person's rail card. I'm like, I'm a ginger dwarf on a mobility scooter. What part of this shit doesn't look disabled, you cunt? It's fucking frustrating. Plus, I think I should get hazard pay, right? Because I do have a mobility scooter, right? So obviously I'm parked in the wheelchair section, which is conveniently put by the main toilet, which is a disabled toilet usually. And I don't know if you've been on a crowded train. Chances are pretty fucking good, right? But if you've ever been on a crowded train and you've been stuck by the toilets, you become the toilet monitor. Right? Because most train toilets have a button or two buttons on the outside, an open-close button. But when you get inside, there's a third button or a handle, the lock button. Right? Because a lot of people don't realize that you actually have to physically lock the door, right? Just because it's closed doesn't mean it's locked. Oh, hell no, right? You have to lock that sucker because it lights up some sort of indication, a WC or occupied on the outside to let people know that there's somebody's in there. But if they don't do that, then I start to panic, right? I start to get palpitations. I'm like, oh, somebody's in there! Somebody's in there! Somebody's in there! 6 hours to fucking Liverpool! I was tense the entire time! Somebody's in there! Last week and I snapped. Couldn't give a shit. Some guy clearly had been drinking all day, right? He came up the aisle. He's bouncing off the chairs. He gets to the loo. He hits the button. He gets in there, closes it, but he doesn't lock it. Like, I'm not saying a word. 30 seconds later, this woman comes up the aisle. She's got a look of determination on her face, right? She's got an oxygen tank. She's I'm on a mission. Right? She comes over, she hits the door open button. The door starts to swivel just as the train jostles. You see this woman, this guy in the inside doing like this Matrix move thing with his wiener out, just pissing all over the place. Of course, everybody in the carriage is just like, oh, gross, except for this woman. She's got a Cheshire Cat grin. She's 120. She hasn't seen a cock in 50 years. Yeah, well, you know what they say. Nobody gives a Hummer like a gummer. Orange is so way out in the boondocks, too, and there's not a lot of late-night running trains, and I gig at night. I was only gigging about an hour and a half away from Norwich at a place called Peterborough, and my train made a connection in Ely, and my first train was late, and I missed the connection by 5 minutes, and there was no more trains. And Ely is like, the train station is the size of this stage, really fucking tiny. And I actually flew back from Bucharest that day, so I had all my shit with me. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to have an adventure. I'll sleep in my first train station. It'll be great, right? But then the staff came by and they said, actually, we can't let anybody sleep here. We have to lock the station between, 12 and 4. But there's a 24-hour Tesco across the way. And I was like, all right, fuck it, right? What I love about 24, what about the Tesco extras, right? They're fucking massive, right? They're huge, like a big, huge warehouse, and they sell everything, which they also sell pet goods for dogs and cats, which I was like, this is fucking awesome. Because what I ended up doing was parking my scooter in the disabled toilet. I walked to the pet section, found the doggy beds on the shelf. I fucking crawled on the shelf, slept there all fucking 7 hours, had the best sleep I've ever had. Doggy futon is the way of the future. Fuck Travelodge, man, that shit was awesome. Got me a rawhide. I was ready to go. It's always an adventure traveling. That's why one of my favorite places to perform is Las Vegas. Have you been to Vegas? No, nobody's old enough to go to fucking Vegas. Did you get married in Vegas? Were you pissed the entire time? It's fucking awesome. I love it. And when I've actually had one of the coolest shows there, I got to do a comedy show at a swingers club. An adult sex club in Las Vegas. And being a midget at a sex club is like being a prized pig at a country fair. It was very popular. And I'm no prude. You gotta do like the locals. I ended up having sex with an eye doctor. I didn't know he was an eye doctor, just in the middle of sex. He was like, 1 finger or 2, better or worse? 1 or 2, better or worse? 1 fist or 2? Woo! I did learn a valuable lesson. Never let your eye doctor cut up your cocaine. The first line's always really big, and every line after that just gets smaller and smaller. Shit! You ever been to a swingers club there, Alex? Oh, I got one back at the hotel. If you get a hand job from me, it makes your dick look bigger. She fucking hates me right now. Yeah, just take the night off, girl. It'll be fine. How old are you? You're 21. Fucking bingo. 21. I'm in my 40s. When you're a woman in your 40s and you're horny, they call you a cougar. I don't like that term, cougar. I don't consider myself a cougar at all. No, I'm more like a squirrel. I'm a squirrel. I'm looking for some 21-year-old nuts. Oh, God. It's all right, going to hell. Woo! Hopefully I don't look my age. I don't act my age. That's for sure. But your body does tell you different. Shit starts to change. I mean, I know I'm getting older because I'm getting pubic hair growing out of my chin. Ladies, yeah, she knows what I'm talking about. Back me up, sister. Get a memo, nothing. Wake up one morning, look like a goat. Bitching my best friend about the chin hair. She's like, maybe you should try the waxing for the hair removal. So there we were in Vegas. Gonna have a girls' day at the spa. We're gonna pamper ourselves. I'm gonna get my chin waxed. It's gonna be glorious. Then she springs it on me. Guess what? I signed us up for bikini waxes. It'll make you feel sexy. The bikini wax. She's like, listen, don't worry. It'll only sting for a little bit. She didn't tell me what happens when that shit starts to grow back. Ooh, and I can't really reach my coochie, right? So there I am, scooting across the carpet. I'm scooting there, my dog's looking at me. Hey, that doesn't feel so bad, does it? People do crazy shit to themselves in the name of cosmetics. Right? I'm still stunned people do Botox, right? We've all heard about Botox. A lot of people don't realize what Botox stands for. It stands for botulism toxin. Botulism is high-grade food poisoning. But they found out if you inject this shit into your facial muscles, it paralyzes the nerve endings, but it gets rid of wrinkles. Yippee! Sounds like a great idea. What they don't tell you is you end up drooling for months. It's like, holy shit, look at me, I'm a sexy bitch. I've never looked younger. I'm having an orgasm. And it's not just women that are insecure in this day and age. No, there's men out there very insecure. So much so, you can Google this, I'm not making it up. There's some men out there that are getting Botox injected into their nut sacks. It is called Scrotox. So the whole idea is you inject the Botox into the testes area. It elongates them just a little bit, just enough to take out the wrinkles, to make them more aesthetically pleasing. I'm here to tell you guys, on behalf of all women, nothing's going to make those skin kiwis look any better. Nothing. Don't get me wrong, I like testicles. I think they're hilarious, actually. Testicles look like if you took 2 Kinder eggs and rolled them in chewing gum across a hair salon floor and stuck them together. I'm all for trying something. And I'm obsessed with bizarre cosmetic trends. And you know when you look something up on the internet and then you go to your Facebook, all of a sudden your news feed has related topics. So this came up on my Facebook, and the heading was, ladies, do not put glitter in your vaginas. Yeah, so you know I had to click on that shit. So it turns out there's capsules that you can buy that are filled with glitter that a woman can insert up her hoo-ha, and then while you're having sex, the lubrication dissolves the capsules, and then when you're done, it looks like you fucked a unicorn. Happy New Year! All right, you guys are lovely. Thanks for coming to support comedy. And if you want to keep in touch with me, I have a fan page on Facebook so you can finger me. I'm on the Twitter so you can tweet me. I will be bringing my tour show, which is basically this set plus about an hour more into the studio here. I think it's in September. If you want to check my website or check the Hot Water website as well. Before I go, I do talk about body image in my show, and I do believe everybody can be sexy, right? You just got to find it and bring it out, pull it out, whip it up, buff it, spray painted orange. You Scouse chicks love that shit, don't you? I feel slightly deceptive because I know I look like I got big boobs for somebody my size. It's just an illusion. No secrets later. This is good news, ladies. I got a bra that's out on the market that actually gathers the fat from your back. Pushes it all forward. This is what back fat looks like, fellas. Yeah, it's all about location, location, location. I'm telling you, this bra works too, because this tattoo used to be on my shoulder. Thanks a lot, you guys. Enjoy your evening. I'm Tanyalee Davis. Thank you very much.